Hello everybody, and welcome back to another JA Diecast iRacing Talks episode. Basically kind of a little podcast thing, just talking about some news, race recap, thoughts, opinions, that kind of thing. If you're new, make sure you like this video and subscribe. Also check out all the different links down in the description box below. A lot of different pages there to check out, so make sure you do that. Like I said, like, subscribe. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get into it here. Kind of not a shorter episode, but not as long, I don't think, as what last week's was. Just not a lot, not as much to talk about, I'll say. That'll be the best way to put that. But even though there's not as much, first thing that I'm going to talk about here is a big one, and Jimmie Johnson has COVID-19, also known as coronavirus. So, Jimmie Johnson, 7-time champ, one of NASCAR's most popular drivers, one of the best in history, has corona. He went, I don't even know, hold on, let me pull that up. He, like I said, he has corona, and he will be out for at least 2 weeks. But this will be his first, well, actually, he already missed it because this is Monday, so the Brickyard was yesterday, but that was his first, the first race he has missed in like 600 and some odd races, so he's been very consistent throughout his career, and that was, I think I saw somewhere it was like the seventh longest consecutive streak in NASCAR history, and it came to an end. I don't know. My thoughts about this. At first, I was kind of thinking it was going to be bad for the sport, like, and everybody was going to come out and say they have it too, because all the people he's interacted with, with the team and stuff like that. But so far, nobody's done that. It's still early, but if that was the case, I think it would be very bad, because I don't think they would have much choice other than to suspend the season again. But I also don't know if they would, because you see these other sports starting up, and they're getting pounded with new cases left and right, more than NASCAR has, and they're not shutting back down again. So I don't know if NASCAR would suspend it again or not. But either way, Jimmie Johnson has corona. I obviously hope wish him a fast recovery and to be safe. And this has just not been a great farewell year for him. Starts farewell year, and it gets postponed, and they go whatever it was, 3 months without a race, kind of a 3-month intermission. And he's had some bad luck too during the races we've been back, especially at Darlington there, where he wrecked it, almost basically coming to a stage win. He wrecked it at turn 2, and now this, so it takes him out of the seat for at least one more race, probably more, because he has to be cleared by medical personnel, and then of course it'll be a conversation that him and his family will have to have, I'm sure, about him coming back. But Justin Allgaier filled in for him, and it didn't go the way anybody wanted it to, but we'll talk about that. when we get to the Cup race recap. But Justin Allgaier filled in. When they first said Jimmie has it, obviously you start thinking, who's going to fill in. And I'm pretty sure Justin Allgaier, everybody said, yeah, it's going to be Allgaier. He's just that driver. With the team at Junior Motorsports and how they have that relationship kind of thing, partnership. It's basically Hendrick Motorsports' Xfinity program. So Allgaier filled in. He does have prior Cup experience, but I wasn't sure if it would be him. I was pretty sure it was, but I was also thinking Annette, just because he also has some experience and he is on that same Junior Motorsports program. I was hoping it wasn't going to be Gregson. It's nothing against Gregson, it's just I don't want him rushed, because Gregson he's been pretty great this year. 2 wins, Daytona and Bristol. He's been pulling his weight and doing a great job. So I don't want to see him lose that progress that he's made this year by rushing up to Cup. So I think it was a good decision by Hendrick to put Allgaier in the car for the time being. But yeah, and on to the next thing, Xfinity. What a race! Alright, actually, just the whole weekend at Indy, in my opinion, was just great racing. Starting with that road course during the Xfinity Series race, it was awesome. I mean, there was racing everywhere. There was a lot of battles. There was great racing. It seemed to be at like every point of the race, beginning, middle, and end, around the stages. I can't say enough how great that race, in my opinion, was, and how much I enjoyed watching it, and how entertaining it was. I just liked it. And then the finish was pretty great too. If you missed it, I probably won't explain it very well, but it was awesome. Alright, the finish, it was between AJ Allmendinger, Cindric, Briscoe, and Gragson. And they, all 4 of them, were in one group, like separated by less than a car length for the last like 5 or 6 laps. Unfortunately, it kind of spaced out with 3 to go due to some driving by Austin Cindric. But there was still 2 or 3 laps of literally 2 by 2 for the lead. But it was like Briscoe and Allmendinger and Gragson and Cindric were in just one group of 4 cars, separated by less than a car length, just going for the lead, going for the win. And it was awesome to see. That was really entertaining, edge of your seat, that kind of thing. And I don't know if you would have had that on the oval. I don't. So, props to Indy and NASCAR and everybody who had an idea and a hand in putting Xfinity on the road course. Me personally, I don't want to see Cup go on the road course and replace the oval. That's just not what I want to see. Maybe if they did something where, like the All-Star race at Bristol this year, maybe they'll start doing something where they move the All-Star race to a new track every year and just kind of bring the All-Star race to different people and to show it to people and get new people involved. Maybe do it then, Indy road course for the All-Star race one year might be kind of cool, but I don't think they should replace the oval with the road course for Cup. Not yet, anyway. But bringing the Xfinity Series there was a great idea. So yeah, next thing to talk about is the Xfinity Series shoutouts, and there are a couple. You know, it was just great racing, and a lot of cars did a lot better than they should have, I think. And that's obviously, you know, that's why you give the props to these guys. But start off here, awesome drive by Chase Briscoe. He completely blew it going into the first turn with, I don't even know, it was like 3 or 4 to go. He just overshot the corner and got way wide and lost 3 spots, but he gathered it back up, won the thing. And then the top 5, just every one of them there for that finish. Briscoe, Haley, Gregson, Allmendinger, and Cindric. Alex LeBay had a great run in 8th. Michael Annett finished 9th. And then Preston Pardus stayed out there on that last restart with, I think it was 3 or 4 to go. He stayed out and finished 10th, and I'd never heard of this guy. Pretty sure he drives like Mazdas or something, some kind of sports car like that. And made his Xfinity debut, I'm pretty sure. Finished 10th, driving the number 36 car, so underfunded there, and he still got it done. Brandon Brown finished 11th, Godovic 12th, Clements 13th. Some guy named, I think his name's Jade Buford, 14th. Kyle Weatherman 15th. And last one here, Mike Wallace finished 24th. He just about got himself in an accident, but he checked up in time, and I think he would have finished a little better had he not had that incident there, because he was running like 21st at the time, and that put him back, and he gathered it back up to 24th. But he probably could have cracked the top 20 had he not been involved in that. But I think they said it was 4 years since his last NASCAR race, so good on him there for having a pretty solid day. But that was just a great race. If you have time, you should probably go check out the race replay if you can find it somewhere, because it's worth it. That was just awesome race. Great idea to bring it there. And hopefully it's not a one and done kind of thing with entertainment. Hopefully they can keep it up in the future, but we'll just have to wait and see. Then we go to the next day, July 5th, Cup Series. And would you believe it? Weather. The race starts with a 30-minute thunder, I don't know what you call it, postponement, red flag. Let's say weather red flag due to thunder in the area or lightning in the area. And that's, 8 out of 9 races since they've returned now. There's been some sort of weather during the race. So, Dave Portnoy's tweet is looking more and more truthful, where it rains at 100% of NASCAR races. And if that's just, not the cherry on top for how this 2020 season has gone, that's, it's all over the place. We've got drivers getting the pandemic that's going around. We had that 3-month wait. We've got rain at every race. We've got Kyle Busch making mistakes. That never happens. It's been a crazy year. And the rain is just, I'm getting worried, because if it keeps up this way, the one race at New Hampshire, and that was the other thing I was worried about with Jimmie Johnson getting corona, and if they postpone again, I'm going to New Hampshire now on August 2nd, because they're allowing, I think it's 35% capacity. So I'm going just as long as they're racing, and this Jimmie thing, I hope it doesn't scare him away, but just have to wait and see, I guess. Then how this Cup race started was kind of nuts. They were talking about when they were going down pit. I don't remember if it was going down pit road. Going down pit road for the first time under caution, for the first couple pace laps. And Hold on, I was just reading a tweet there. But I don't remember if it was going down during the first pace laps to, get pit road speed in your box and all that, or if it was during the first caution, but they said that Indy has the narrowest pit road in the NASCAR schedule. And wouldn't you believe it, just about right after they say it, next chance they get, cars junk it on pit road. Like a whole lot of them. And we'll start with the junk. I think the cars involved, it was like Stenhouse, Priest, Poole, Truex, and like 2 other cars were involved in that. And Ryan Blaney's in his stall, off to the side there. And that's what happened, is Poole sent it in because he didn't check up in time. He tried to thread the needle between Blaney's car and the cars that were, facing sideways there on pit road. And he clipped one of the Ryan Blaney crew guys. And at first, I didn't see that. It showed the camera, and I didn't see the guy get hit, but I saw one of the crew helmets just rolling around on the ground. I was like, oh, that can't be good, There's just a lone helmet there rolling around on the ground. Somebody got hit hard. Then they show the replay, and he got hung up between Poole's, he was elevated between Blaney's car and Poole's car, and the way he crawled away fast. That was definitely adrenaline or something, but he got out of there fast and crawled back to the wall. But you could just I haven't heard anything on him yet, but the way he was crawling, it looked like something was broken, legs or something like that. I don't know, I haven't heard anything or anything like that. That's just how it looked, but he got hit hard, and it's hard to believe that it was early in the race too when that happened, and that took out, a good 4 or 5 cars, so that's, it was just something that I don't think I've seen in recent memory. Comment below if I'm wrong and tell me if I'm missing one, but I don't remember seeing anything like that. There was a car pointed left, a car pointed right, and 2 cars jammed into the car that was pointed left, and Poole sliding down the side, and there was 2 cars that checked up behind it just to stay clear, but they were just, just coming in hot and junked them up there on the entrance of pit road. But next thing, Goodyear Tire had a rough day, and Joe Gibbs' team kind of did too. Just thinking about it, a lot of flat tires and blown tires that led to a lot of hard hits. 3 of the hardest were Alex Bowman, Eric Jones, and Denny Hamlin. Eric Jones blew his tire and hit the wall, and I think it was a couple laps before he did. His teammate Kyle Busch was talking on the radio how he's got a vibration, and so there's 2 Joe Gibbs cars having tire problems. Obviously, Eric Jones did hit the wall. Trying to pull up the final positions here, because I want to see Joe Gibbs' day. Martin Truex Jr. was involved in that pit road accident and finished 38th. Eric Jones blew a tire, hit the wall hard, finished 33rd. Denny Hamlin finished 28th. And the lone survivor, Kyle Busch, finished 6th. But hard hits for Bowman and Jones on flat tires. And like I said, Kyle Busch had the same problem, but it didn't end the same. He didn't blow any tires. But Jones blew a tire. Kyle Busch had a problem, but it didn't hit. Truex got wrecked on pit road, and Denny Hamlin with the worst luck of the day, worse than anybody who was involved in that pit road incident. Leading, I think it was by a second and a half around there, over Kevin Harvick with 3 or 4 to go. Or no, it was 6 to go actually. 6 laps to go. I remember seeing that. And blows a tire, hits the wall. Hardest hit of the day for sure. Just goes, one of those things, they showed the replay and it was going into the corner obviously, and you just saw he had nowhere near the angle to make that corner. He just shot right up the track, like straight into the wall. As soon as he hit the wall, it was kind of a weird, like creepy camera angle, because you could see the car, through the windows and the rear window and things like that. And all of a sudden, it was just flames inside, and it was kind of a creepy, off-putting picture. But hard hit and unlucky for him, leading with 6 to go, and as if losing the lead with 6 to go is bad enough, but you also tore up a race car and got the wind knocked out of you too. So just tough luck there. But tough day for him. Tough day for Joe Gibbs. A couple drivers had a tough day. Obviously the guys involved on pit road, but Justin Allgaier was involved in that accident on pit road too. That was what happened to him. That's why in the beginning when I was saying, it didn't go how anybody wanted it to. That's what happened. And there was also one incident at the end of the race. I think it was on the white flag between Austin Dillon and Matt DiBenedetto. My opinion on it, last lap they were going for a position. I don't even remember what position, but it was inside the top 10. Matt DiBenedetto stuck it in there. He was there. A good amount of time and distance before the corner. But he was definitely there in the corner, and I don't think he got it turned quite a bit. He wouldn't have made the corner, I don't think, without getting into somebody. And that's, what happened. But Austin Dillon did not leave him any room and pretty much caused the accident. It was just a racing incident, but like I said, DiBenedetto would not have made the corner. And he might have if, Dillon gave him room, but the fact that Dillon didn't give him room, they just made contact and went up in the wall in the last corner and ruined their race. Obviously, you got wrecked race cars, but you also went from finishing like somewhere in the top 10 or just outside to finishing Austin in 18th and Matt in 19th. So just a tough day for them too, because DiBenedetto was up there running, well inside the top 10 all day, in the top 5 for some of it, and he was even in second while Chase was leading there during stage 2 at some point. So just a tough day for them. Obviously you hate it for Matt, because he's been so close. He was close last year, and you just want to see him get a win here pretty soon. But that'll just about do it for this one. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out the links down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.